A young man named Daniel grew up in a small village, dreaming of more than the life he saw around him. He was deeply religious, attending church every Sunday and participating in every service. Despite his faithfulness, his life remained stagnant. His small business barely thrived, and he often felt frustrated watching others rise while he seemed stuck. One day, Daniel met an old mentor named Mr. James, a retired entrepreneur known for his wisdom. After listening to Daniel pour out his frustrations, Mr. James asked, "Daniel, have you ever asked yourself why you do what you do?" Daniel looked puzzled. "I do it to honor God and to provide for my family." "That's good," Mr. James said with a nod. "But honoring God isn't just about rituals or hard work. It's about seeing the bigger picture, your spiritual purpose, your physical goals, and the unique impact your work is meant to have in the world. If your mind can't stretch beyond survival, how will you ever grow?" Mr. James went on to share a story. Imagine this. A man loses his father and discovers years later that his father left him an open check and ownership of a beautiful estate. But because no one told him, he moved out of the house, leaving everything behind. The riches were his all along, but they were useless because he didn't know or believe they existed. "That's what many people do with their lives," Mr. James continued. "God has already given us everything we need to succeed, but if your belief system is small, focused only on daily bread, your life will stay small. If you believe you can only run a corner shop, that's as far as you'll go. But if you believe you can solve big problems, create wealth, and impact the world, your actions will start aligning with those bigger visions." Daniel leaned in, intrigued. "So you're saying it's not just about faith? Faith without understanding and purpose is like running without a destination," Mr. James said. "Remember when God told Abraham, 'As far as your eyes can see, I will give to you'? That principle still applies. You have to see the possibilities before you can claim them. The earth is the Lord's, but it's yours to take, one step at a time. If you can't conceive it in your mind, how will you ever achieve it?" Mr. James paused and added, "God gave all of us brains, hands, and feet, not just Christians. The deciding factor isn't how much you pray or fast, though those disciplines strengthen you spiritually. It's about how you use what God has already given you. Spiritual growth isn't just about heaven, it's about making an impact here on earth." That conversation marked a turning point for Daniel. He began to think beyond his small business and envision a legacy. He saw himself building a brand that not only provided for his family, but also solved real problems in his community. Slowly but surely, his mindset shifted and his life followed. So, what's the lesson here? Think beyond the ordinary. If your mind can imagine it, it's possible. But if you can't even fathom the possibilities, others will step into the opportunities you overlook. In the kingdom, you attract what you can conceive and work toward. It starts with your mind. Train it, stretch it, and align it with your purpose. Peace.